the clock repetitions 1 1 1 1 2 2 2 2 3 3s 1 2 3 4s they keep happening to me all the time, and I've learned a little bit about it, and I try to manifest that more and more. Is that universe responding to me, or my inner being giving assurance that it can be done? What is the significance?
Let's talk about what is actually happening, because the law of attraction is the manager of rendezvous and of timing. That's the place to start. And so if you have defined something, Esther really likes that too, 1111, happens to her quite often. She won't look at her phone except when those numbers are lined up. And she knows that it's logical that they're going to come around a couple of times a day. But her impulse to look, she understands, is because she's tuned in with us and we know she likes it, and so we call her attention to it. It's timing. That's the law of attraction. It happens to you on things wanted and unwanted. They're rendezvous.
I just enjoy that. That's what I do.
Yeah. Well, you can define anything. You can say, this is something that I would like to see, and if it's something that you have no resistance about, you will see it many, many, many times in every day. In other words, that's just how the law of attraction works. You get to choose what you rendezvous with. And so the key to really fun, powerful, deliberate creating is to get to the point where the things that you really care about, you have no resistance about it, so those things you really care about can happen frequently. Sometimes the things that people think the most about, they have the most resistance about. And so that's why we call that sort of muddy. I really want it, but I really want it, but I really want it, but. But when it's clear, clean vibration, then you're going to rendezvous with it. And so just know that on that particular subject, you've got a clear, clean vibration.
So there's one definition that angels are giving you messages. Each number has some message associated with it.
Well, you get to assign all of that. People would hand books off to Esther and to Jerry and Esther all the time, and someone had given them a book, and in the foreword of the book was a really good story about abundance and how when you find something like a penny, take it as a sign of abundance and begin to notice it. And Jerry and Esther just read the chapter. Jerry read it to her. It was a preface to a book. Jerry read it to Esther while they were driving, and as soon as they got out of the car, there were pennies on the pavement. And Jerry said, well, that was fast, and so they started playing with it. Well, over the next few days, there were pennies everywhere. Now, why is this? Is this angels guiding them to pennies? Or is it something that captivated their attention, that was active in their vibration? They had no problem accepting the premise of the book. They understood about law of attraction even at that point. And so there were pennies everywhere, bright, shiny, in most cases, pennies. And Jerry is teasing Esther, you're running ahead and dropping them on the ground just to play with me. He knew she was not, but it was happening so much that it was weird. And so they got on an airplane one day. They were sitting up front at the bulkhead with a wall in front of them, no people ahead of them. And as the plane took off, Jerry said, you're not going to believe this, look down. And his sister looked at the floor. There were 2 pennies that had been on the floor that when the plane took off stood up on their edge. And Jerry said, I'm glad you're looking at this, because if I was trying to get you to believe that that had happened, the universe is capable of so much. And the more you like it and the more you expect it, the more you'll get it. Or the more you expect it, the more you'll get it. A whole lot of people are getting a whole lot of stuff they don't want, but they expect. Yeah. And as far as angels go, your inner being is aware of you constantly. Everybody who has ever been in physical form, who has reemerged into non-physical, is aware and eager about what's going on. So you could even read a book about a sports figure or a musician, someone that you're interested in, and activate them in your vibration, and they will rendezvous with you in all kinds of ways. You think 1111 is fun. Wait until you see what can happen with all manner of evidence, things that you couldn't orchestrate if you tried, but the universe can. Show yourself what a good receiver you are.
Yeah. Thank you.